Visit us on the web at nilfisku.com. Nilfisk University is the cleaning equipment industry's most comprehensive web-based training and interactive learning resource. Your degree in success is just a click away at Nilfisk University.
Welcome to Nilfisk University, where excellence is attained through active learning. This training is titled Proterra Use and Care and is designed to teach a new user of the Proterra how to safely and fully utilize its capabilities. Upon successful completion of this course, you will be able to identify the major components and systems of the Proterra machine, explain all user interface buttons and levers, explain how to activate the motion, sweeping, dust control, and dumping systems of the Proterra, identify machine safety features and how to use them, explain regular maintenance checks and tasks and how to complete these tasks, and understand optional features and how to use them. This training will follow this outline: getting to know the Proterra, where we'll look at major components and systems of the machine, and the user interface buttons and levers. Next, how to use the machine on a daily basis for safe and efficient sweeping, and finally, the routine maintenance to keep the machine up and operating. To help orient you during this training, let's look at the major components that make up the Proterra. First of all, the Brooms system, which consists of the main broom and the side brooms. There's the hopper system, which captures the debris that has been swept. There's the power system. This can either be engine or battery with the Proterra. And the operator comfort zone, which is the user interface area of the machine. Finally, there's also the literature packet, the parts list from a service standpoint, and the operator use manual. Keep these in a safe place for future reference and can be used in collaboration with this training. The Proterra sweeper machine can easily be broken down into some simple systems. These are the key systems of the Proterra: the sweeping system, the main broom, side brooms, and hopper; the operator interface system, the dust control system, the power system. It can either be engine or battery, and the actual power is delivered to the systems hydraulically. We will look in further detail at these systems. The operator interface consists of a seat for the operator to sit on, ignition key and choke, steering wheel, motion control pedal, brake, activation levers, activation switches, a gauge, hopper safety prop rod engagement lever, and roto-molded engine cover release latch. The operator seat comes standard with a right side armrest. It can be tilted up to make getting on and off the machine easy. The seat is forward and backward adjustable by using the latch indicated by the arrow. There is a built-in safety kill switch that if the operator leaves the seat, the engine will automatically shut down. Options for the seat include a seat belt and also a suspension seat, which includes the seat belt and also the right side armrest. Starting the machine. Let's first look at engine models. To start the machine, when cold starting, pull out the choke all the way. Activate the starter and hold it in the starting position for 1 to 2 seconds, and then push the choke back in. The engine should catch at that point. If it doesn't, repeat this process as necessary. Having the choke fully out and cranking the engine will not start the engine. It will only end up flooding the engine. For electric models, turn key clockwise past the run position until you hear the electric motor start. The Proterra comes standard with power steering. This provides for excellent tight maneuverability with minimal effort. There is optional tilt steering available with the Proterra. The motion control pedal controls both forward and backward motion. Tilt this pedal forward and the machine goes forward. Tilt the pedal backward and the machine goes backward. The further you push the pedal in either direction, the faster the machine will travel in that direction. The Proterra has a mechanical brake that is located to the left of the motion pedal, just like a car. The brake actually activates a drum brake system on the front wheels. Built into this brake pedal is a parking brake system. To activate, you push down on the brake, and then, using your toe, engage the brake lock on the brake pedal. During normal use, the machine also utilizes hydrostatic braking. This is simply pulling your foot off the motion pedal, and the hydraulics within the system automatically brings the machine to a stop. The activation levers have the following functions. Looking at them from right to left: the throttle for engine models, the side broom control, the main broom control, hopper raise and lower lever, and the final lever is the hopper door open and close. Although the Proterra is a purely analog machine, there is analog logic that is built into the activation levers. During sweeper system activation, broom levers forward equals on, so the right two levers forward equals on. For the main broom lever, pushing this forward lowers and turns on the main broom, but also automatically opens the hopper door. Pulling back on this lever all the way past the neutral position will raise all brooms and also automatically close the hopper door. The side broom lever is used for raising and lowering the side brooms. However, if the main broom is not active, the side broom will not activate. Because of its strategic location next to the main broom lever, both the main broom and the side broom levers can be activated with a single operator motion. Warning: you should never go under the hopper without having the hopper safely locked out. To safely lock out a hopper, you use a safety hopper prop rod, as indicated by the red arrow. With the Proterra, to engage the safety hopper prop rod, you, from the operator's seat, fully raise the hopper, engage the safety lever, slide the lever back, lower the hopper until it is in the locked position. It is now safe to go beneath the hopper. To release the hopper, raise the hopper back up again and slide the lever forward. The hopper can then be lowered. There are two different locations for activation switches. Let's first look at the switches to the left of the steering wheel. From left to right, the horn switch, the dust control fan and shaker switch. For this switch, up turns the vacuum fan on. The center position is the off position, which is also the wet sweep bypass, which will be talked about later. And the down position activates the timed filter shaker, which will run for 20 seconds. If equipped with DustGuard option, this final switch activates the DustGuard mist spray. The second set of switches are optional and located to the right side of the steering wheel. The most common option that will be included here is headlights. It can also include turn signals. If your machine happens to be an electrically powered machine, it will also have an emergency shutdown switch or paddle. By hitting this, it will disconnect the battery. You also need to disconnect the battery when you are looking to charge the machine. The Proterra comes standard with a gauge. Now the gauge differs between the engine and the battery. For the engine, it includes an hour meter, a fuel level. However, if it's an LP, this will always read near empty. A low fuel indicator light. Now if you do have LP, this light will go on when you have less than 15 minutes of fuel left in the LP tank. And then informational lights that include engine oil pressure issues or battery charge issues. For the battery machines, it will include an hour meter and battery level indicator lights. The dust control system has the following components: skirting at the main broom chamber that traps and captivates the dust. A vacuum is pulled on this broom chamber and the hopper to prevent leaking dust from getting outside this broom chamber. Within the hopper, the air changes direction a number of times, allowing the dust to settle out. The air then passes through a high-efficiency dust filter, which separates the dust from the rest of the airstream. And finally, there is a filter shaker that removes captured dust from the filter. This is called the Liberator with the Proterra, and it cycles on and off every second during its 20-second cycling, and this allows the filter to be more aggressively shaken since it hits multiple frequencies within the filter. You can access the dust panel filter on the Proterra using the following steps. You need to open up the hopper cover. Do this by opening the two black latches on the right and left side of the machine. You lift the cover and then prop open the cover with the metal prop rod on the right side of the machine, indicated by the picture. It is stored laying flat against the sidewall of the machine, indicated where the red arrow is. To remove the dust panel filter, loosen the 4 thumb screws indicated by the arrows. No tools are required. Slide out the shaker mechanism. Store the shaker mechanism in the provided location shown at right. Remove the dust panel filter to inspect or replace. Be sure to reinstall the panel filter and shaker mechanism and tighten down the thumb screws prior to sweeping. The Proterra may also include DustGuard. DustGuard is side broom dust suppression located at the front of the machine. What it does is spray a fine mist like a fog of water over the side brooms, and this helps suppress the dust from flowing out and away from the brooms during sweeping. The tank for the DustGuard system is located on the left side of the machine. The black cap is where you fill the DustGuard system. The Proterra has 2 power systems available. It can be either engine or battery. For engine, it is always a Kubota 3-cylinder engine, and the power fuel sources can be LP or propane, gasoline, or diesel. For battery, it is a 48-volt system. This 48 volts is contained in 2 separate battery packs, the yellow packs shown at right. The Proterra is a hydraulically driven machine. The major systems on the Proterra have energy delivered from the engine or electric motor via hydraulic system. This includes the brooms for sweeping, the machine propulsion forward and backward, and hopper raising and lowering and dumping. The battery machine utilizes the same hydraulic system and takes power from the electric motor and delivers it through hydraulics. It is called an electric over hydraulic system. You can access the power system by tipping back the roto-molded cover. There is a latch indicated by the red arrow that you push in and then tip back the cover. This cover is completely removable by pulling the pins from the hinges where this cover pivots. In addition to the engine cover, there is a panel on the left side of the machine that is removable. The black latch at the bottom of this panel must be flipped up, and then you lift off this cover. If your machine has the DustGuard dust control system, be sure to disconnect the water line, indicated by the 2 red arrows. The next part of this training will go through the daily use for a Proterra sweeper. It will be set up in 3 areas: preparing for sweeping, sweeping, and preparing for storing or cleanup of the machine. Before beginning your daily sweeping, there are a number of checks that should be run through daily. First of all, check engine oil level for engine units. For all units, check the hydraulic oil level. The main and side brooms should be inspected for wear and or caught debris inside of the bristles that can impact the sweeping performance. The fuel level should be checked, or charge level for a battery. You should refuel if necessary to avoid a delay later in the sweeping. And finally, walk around the machine, inspecting anything that seems out of the ordinary. Leaks, damage, loose parts, low tire pressure, dust leaking past the dust filter, or anything else that seems strange. Address these things before using the machine. In most sweeping applications, you will have to transport the machine before beginning sweeping. Let's go through the steps to get the machine started and transported where you will begin sweeping. First of all, get on and adjust the seat for comfort. Next, start the machine. Set the throttle, except for an electric model where it's preset. Verify that the parking brake is off. Use the foot pedal to transport to the area to be cleaned. Always drive under control when operating a powered machine. Activating the sweep system typically involves turning on both the main broom and the side brooms. To do this, push the right 2 levers forward forward is on with the Proterra. This fully activates the sweeping system. It drops the main broom and the side brooms and powers them up. Both the main broom and the side broom can be turned on with a single hand motion because of their proximity to one another. When raising the main broom and side brooms, pull back on the main broom lever. Pull it beyond the neutral position. This will raise all of the brooms and also close the hopper door. Dust control activation. Dust control for the main broom is provided by a vacuum fan. A switch on the console turns this on. It is best to use this fan when sweeping in dry conditions to control the dust. If sweeping in wet conditions where there is standing water, it is best to turn off the fan. This is called a wet sweep bypass. By turning off the fan in wet conditions, you will prevent the panel filter from getting wet and muddy, reducing its effectiveness. The same switch that is used for turning on the dust control fan is also used for activating the filter shaker, which is a timed 20-second filter shaker. If your machine is equipped with the optional DustGuard, the switch to the right is what activates the DustGuard system. DustGuard is a water mist dust suppression at the side brooms. Use DustGuard when the machine is in motion. If you use it when it is stopped, you will form a small puddle in front of the side brooms. Effective sweeping is a developed skill, but there are some basic sweeping best practices that come into play. Drive safely. Keep your speed under control. Eyes should be scanning the surrounding environment, and remain attentive, aware of what's going on around you and what's going on with the machine. Try to clean in long, straight lines. This will be your easiest and most productive way of cleaning. The Proterra is rear steering, so you need to plan your turns and get comfortable with driving the machine. In aisles, plan your overlap accordingly so that you can make the minimum passes necessary. Try to avoid impacting other business that may be using the same areas that you are sweeping. Regularly look behind you to verify the performance of the sweeper. When the hopper is full, it will begin trailing. You need to know when this happens. For best performance, the Proterra is designed for sweeping in dry conditions. However, it can handle moist and wet conditions. Use the dust control systems to minimize the dust. Note that debris is picked up by the main broom, which is located almost at the operator's seat of the machine, not at the side brooms, so debris must pass to the middle of the machine to have a chance of being picked up. Try to avoid backing up, since light debris may get caught at the debris skirt and not make it into the broom chamber. Backing up will leave this material behind. And finally, when sweeping light debris, aim for rough surfaces or cracks. This can help the light debris get into the main broom so it can be thrown into the hopper. Best practices for effective dust control use. Use the main broom dust control system by putting the vacuum fan switch in the on position. Shake the filter occasionally or as needed to improve the airflow. Maintain the dust panel filter on a regular basis. If equipped with the DustGuard option, use this to control dust at the side brooms. Don't use the side brooms if they are kicking up excessive dust. Side brooms are the biggest culprit for dust. If there's standing water, turn off the dust control system vacuum motor, the wet sweep bypass. This will prevent mudding the dust control filter and improve overall dust control. All sweepers capture debris that must eventually be dumped. When do you do that? The best practice is at the end of each shift. You may be sweeping enough debris that you may have to dump during the shift as well. You will know it's time to dump and the hopper is full when you begin trailing debris behind the machine. This is why it's critical to frequently look behind you while sweeping. These are the steps for dumping. Close the hopper door. You can do this by raising the main broom, pulling back all the way on the main broom lever. This pulls up the main broom and also closes the hopper door. Transport to the dumping location. Once at the dumping location, use the hopper raising lever to raise the hopper to the necessary height. Slowly move forward to the dump location. The machine is less stable when the hopper is raised. Open the hopper door with the lever to release the debris. Back away and lower the hopper as soon as you're clear of the dump location. Dumping best practices. Always dump with the wind at your back. This will prevent dust from coming back into your face. Run the filter shaker when you're dumping, when the hopper is raised. This will help free up dust from the filter and dump it right as you're dumping. You can use the hopper raise lower lever to bounce the hopper hydraulically to help get out stubborn debris in mud. You can reduce the amount of dust at dumping by lowering the edge of the hopper below the edge of the dumpster, as you can see in the pictures at right. If you do this, make sure you raise the hopper back up before backing up the machine. Post-sweeping daily steps. Empty the hopper. Check fuel level. Plug in battery if it's a battery machine. Report any machine performance issues. Execute routine maintenance and schedule machine maintenance if necessary. The final section of this training will be routine maintenance for the Proterra Sweeper. This is the daily maintenance that does not require tools, and it's necessary to optimize performance and to protect the machine. Engine and hydraulic oil checks. For engine oil, tip back the engine cover and look for the dipstick on the engine indicated in the picture at right by the red arrow. Check the oil here as you would with a car engine. For hydraulic oil, look at the hydraulic reservoir tank on the left side of the machine. There is a sight gauge. The oil should be between the two lines on the gauge when the hopper's in the lowered position. Main broom height adjustment. The Proterra main broom has a set and forget main broom height adjustment system. This system automatically adjusts for broom wear without the operator having to adjust it manually. This is done with a spring-balanced mechanism. To set this system when you first get your machine, you need to adjust the tension spring underneath the engine cover. Increased spring tension equals less broom pressure. Decreased spring tension equals more broom down pressure. The spring tension is adjusted by the black knob indicated by the red arrow. The side broom height is adjusted by a mechanical adjustment knob near the side broom. This adjustment requires no tools. Follow these steps. Lower the side broom into the sweeping position. Turn the black adjustment screw indicated by the arrow. Clockwise lowers the broom, counterclockwise raises the broom. Lock in the selected position by tightening the lock nut indicated by the red arrow. Main and side broom inspections. Check for debris caught in the broom, string and long material that could be wrapped around the broom. This can flatten bristles and leave unswept spots while sweeping. Remove this debris. A helpful hint to access the main broom is to raise and safely lock out the hopper using the hopper prop rod. This will give you full access to the main broom to clip out any trapped debris. To access the main broom, open the main broom door on the lower right side of the machine. Pull back the rubber dust skirt and swing open the broom idler arm indicated by the red arrow in the lower picture. Pull out the main broom. Caution! The end of the bristles on the main broom and the inner core of the broom can be very sharp. It's best to grab the side of the bristles rather than the end. The side broom is held in place on its drive axle by a metal clip indicated by the red arrow in the picture at right. To remove the side broom, remove this clip, replace the broom, and then reinstall this metal clip. Fueling engine Proterra units. There is a fuel gauge on the console of the Proterra that works for gas and diesel units. For LP units, you must physically lift the tank to determine the level of propane remaining. There is a low-level indicator light on the dashboard that works for gas, diesel, and propane units. When this goes on with an LP unit, you have less than 15 minutes to replace the tank before it will run out of fuel. For fueling, tip back the roto-molded engine cover. For LP propane, change out the tank and re-engage the strap. For gas and diesel, carefully pour fuel into the fill port indicated by the red arrow. For battery Proterra units, the battery should be charged after each day of use. Charging steps for the battery units. Drive to the charging location and turn off the machine. disconnect the battery from the connector by hitting the paddle indicated by the red arrow. Take the battery connector that was previously connected to the machine and connect it to an appropriate 48-volt battery charger. To prevent damage to the battery cells must be occasionally watered. Dust panel filter inspection. Lift up the hood and remove the filter. Look for dust leaks on the clean side of the filter, indicating filter issues or seal issues. The filter should not have mud built up on the dirty side or hopper side of the filter. If this is the case, clean the filter, or better yet, replace as necessary. If your machine is equipped with DustGuard and the nozzles are spraying inconsistently or not at all, the following maintenance should be completed. Remove the yellow cap, remove the filter and the nozzle and clean these, and then reassemble and test. In addition to the specific maintenance tasks just talked about, a general inspection should be completed each day. Walk around the machine, note any issues, leaks, damage, loose or broken parts, low tire pressure, or other inconsistencies. Get the machine repaired. Do not use a malfunctioning machine. If you have additional technical service questions, please consult the instructions for use and parts list manuals provided with this machine. Your Nilfisk Advanced Dealer Network can also provide excellent service and parts for the Proterra Sweeper. By completing this course, you should now be able to identify the major components and systems of the Proterra machine, explain all user interface buttons and levers, explain how to activate the motion, sweeping, dust control, and dumping systems of the Proterra, identify machine safety features and how to use them, explain regular maintenance checks and tasks and how to complete these tasks, and understand optional features and how to use them.
Visit us on the web at nilfisku.com. Nilfisk University is the cleaning equipment industry's most comprehensive web-based training and interactive learning resource. Your degree in success is just a click away at Nilfisk University.